If you come at the king, you best not miss.
Acknowledge us.
Hey, this is the Red Carpet Ring featuring TBK, the Turnbuckle King. We are here at it again, guys. We got a new thing I'm going to be started. We're going to do a little test run, and I'd like to see you guys going to check it out. A new series that I'm going to do. Now, I just started covering NXT here. Been doing for the past month and a half or so. Also, I've been watching closely at the weekly viewership between NXT on Tuesday and AEW Dynamite on Wednesday. And since AEW Dynamite had a very good episode last night, they've been rebounding lately, leading up to their pay-per-view called AEW All In, which is next month. I decided that I'm going to do a little thing called comparing the numbers. Which Tuesday or Wednesday wrestler show did the best? And I'm comparing NXT Tuesday on Tuesday night and AEW on Wednesday night, and I'm covering here today on Thursday. So I'm going to go over the viewership numbers and what were the main highlights of each show, and then we'll go over previous weeks of viewership and demographic for both NXT and AEW. So we'll compare the numbers, but mostly we're going to talk about who did mostly better, who has the better overall show for this week in particular. So we're going to talk about it. We're going to definitely go over it. And it's a good concept that I came up with myself, and it got a little pretty much modified by Mr. Goodbread. Salute to him. Came up with a great concept. See who came into the ring before we begin. Brutally honest, salute to you. Appreciate your help here, your support here on Red Carpet Ring. Greatly appreciate that. Cannot forget about that. Can't stress that enough. But yeah, this is going to be something that I'm going to highlight. And you guys in the chat and also on playback, let me know. And of course, we are here live, not just on YouTube, but also Facebook and X. So we'll definitely do that. I know, man. I know it's mostly me, but I want to give you some credit as well. Because it kind of was pretty much, the concept was inspired by the what went wrong part that I mentioned on every show, which is Monday Night Raw or NXT Tuesday, Friday Night SmackDown, or PLE, like I just recently did with the Money in the Bank and Heat Wave. And you guys like to see that I got very good reception of what went wrong with the PLEs as well as the weekly shows. So I decided to combine that and do a little bit of comparing the NXT and AEW viewership. So that's what we're going to talk about it. So let's get into it. And we'll talk a little bit about it. You guys already know the routine. We'll be on X and Facebook a little bit. Then for the rest, please come over to YouTube on Red Carpet Ring to check out the rest of the stream. So we're going to talk about first. Let's go over NXT viewership. Now this is for the recent NXT. That was the 9th of July. Now we look here. This is the viewership here, guys. Now, viewership for this particular episode, guys, we are sitting at, for this week, a whopping 656,000 viewership. The rating was a 0.24 rating at an 18 out of 49 demographic. So I critiqued NXT, gave it a review. I thought it was an average show. Just considering the fact that we had just came fresh off a Heat Wave, a great PLE, I want to say. Very good PLE. Check that out if you missed out on NXT Heat Wave. But other than that, this show got a rating of 656,000. So this is a very good rating. Now it says here, not only got 656,000, we know too that it also had, I think it was better the previous week. Yeah, see, look here. It was an increase from the July 2nd episode. And this was the NXT before NXT Heat Wave. It brought in 542,000 viewers and only a 0.15 rating in the 18 to 49 demographic. So it definitely improved, and the setup went up 21%, and the key demographic went up by definitely 60%. Now let's give NXT, their due, give them their credit. They definitely improved from the previous week. Let's give them their credit. You guys already know how I give credit. I got one answer for that one.
Yes! 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 Yes!
So this is good. NXT ratings have increased. So increased from previous week. So that is good. I'm very happy for NXT. And we gotta remember too, they do have, as I stated before, we got the Great American Bash coming up. That's coming up soon. I think that's a month away. That's a month away. And of course, if you guys know, if you don't know already, this fall NXT to CW Network. So that's big for that brand. So that's very good for NXT. I know they've been working real hard. Shawn Michaels and the rest of the creative team, and they're doing whatever they can to put out a great show with the characters, storyline, everything, every week. So salute to them. And like I said, they got they got a lot of good things coming ahead of them. A lot of good things coming their way. So I can't stress that enough how good they are. Congratulations to NXT. They done very well for themselves. And like I said, they got a bright future ahead of them and a lot of good stuff coming up with them. Like I said, we gotta remember that yes, Great American Bash will be August 6th. That's gonna be a sci-fi special that would not be on Peacock. That would not be a PLE. It's gonna be a TV special. Now, of course, I will cover that because I cover every week of NXT. So let's keep an eye on that. Also, we're gonna go over, see what you guys gotta say. Yeah, this was very good. This is a very good, very, very good increase in the rating. So very good. Shout out to NXT. Also here, we're gonna talk about the NXT highlight of the night. And the highlight of the night was a solid highlight. If you guys don't already know, if you don't already know, the highlight was Joe Hendry. He was the big part of the show. He came from TNA and he came on to NXT, and he was the mystery tag team partner of Trick Williams. Whooped that Trick as Javon Evans was taken out. So this was the highlight of the night on that show. Very good with very good how that turned out. I'm very happy and very impressed how that turned out. It was a very good tag team. It was the main event, and it definitely performed very well. Definitely performed very well. You guys get the likes up while you come into the ring. Get those likes up. But yeah, other than that, though, this was the highlight of the night. The crowd was cheering for Joe Hendry. He was very, very over. That I might add, very over, and also it was a solid match nonetheless. And it was a good way to close out of NXT for that week. Now I know too. If we talk about this as well, we also know that the Rascals came on NXT from TNA. They reunited themselves with Wesley. He was going to make an announcement that he was going to leave NXT following his loss to Obafemi at, of course, NXT Heatwave for the NXT North American Championship. Had he had not defeat Obafemi, he was not allowed to compete for that championship ever again, as long as Obafemi was the NXT North American champion. And since Wesley lost, he made an announcement he was going to leave, and then the Rascals came out and everything. So that was interesting. But like I said, the main event was the main part of the show of NXT, and it, like I said, it definitely performed well. So salute to Joe Hendry, TNA. That's another thing. They're really continuing this. That's another thing. It's gonna be highlighted too. Besides this match, and two people, well, a group, and Joe Hendry came on there. This is also highlight the WWE TNA partnership. So this is definitely highlighted on here. So that is going to be something. And it seemed like this is a very going well thus far partnership between WWE and TNA. We thought we would never see. Remember, TNA and WWE used to be rivals back in the day. Remember Jeff Jarrett, Dixie Carter, and later Eric Bischoff, Hulk Hogan days. They were rivaling. They even challenged WWE Monday Night Raw back in 2010 for the Monday Night Wars, recreating that. And we already know how that went. And did not work well for Hulk Hogan and crew at TNA.
No, brother, it doesn't work for me right now.
No, it didn't work. Monday Night Raw blew him out the water, wasn't even a comparison. And no other wrestling company of any promotion has challenged Monday Night Raw on Monday night for the Monday Night War since. And that's because WWE is too strong. The foundation is too solid. And that is undisputed.
And that is undisputed.
So, yes, I believe that the WWE TNA partnership plays a big role into WWE success and TNA success. And also when WWE have their stars on the TNA programming, whether it's a weekly show or pay-per-view or PLE, however they call it over there, and vice versa, when the TNA stars come to WWE and they make an appearance like Joe Hendry, Jordan Grace, and the Rascals. So that's a very good key with WWE. So this was TNA. It's definitely a good partnership, and they're winning. They're definitely winning by any means. I can't stress that enough. And I'm enjoying this partnership. And I can only see how much far it's going to go. But this was a key part of why the rating went so well for WWE NXT. That's why NXT did well. So we can't give them, it's not enough credit to give them because they did their thing. Definitely did their thing. Nothing to take away from them. But, we got to get credit where credit's due. But other than that, that is what led to it. And like I said, also let's go over the previous weeks, as I stated, of viewership. So let's go viewership and ratings from previous weeks. Let's see. And I think this is going over the whole year, actually. So let's go over that real quick for AEW NXT. You guys know what I mean. So let's go over that. Now, this is the numbers here. Now, we had it says 671. I got 656. Oh, I'm sorry, that's last year. Excuse me, that's last year. Over the past year, 2023, they had 671, 746, 703, 717. For the past year, they pretty much been in the upper 700,000. And I've been telling people this NXT was on fire even in the past 2 years. We see these guys been doing very well. So pretty much from July of last year all the way to October, the lowest rating they have you could see was, I want to say, 614,000. So they've been doing good over the past year. Definitely good. 6 to 7. Yeah, you're right. Honestly, yeah, that's correct, good bread. 6 to 7. They haven't got none lower than 614,000. Like I said, with the success that NXT has been putting out in the past year, this is nothing that just happened overnight. This took definitely some time, and the time and the hard work has paid off. So it's an average rating, but you gotta remember, this is a developmental show. This is not Monday Night Raw. This is not Friday Night SmackDown. This is NXT, a developmental brand for up-and-coming wrestlers who don't have as much experience as the veterans who are putting in 10, 15, or even 20 years of wrestling. These are very new wrestlers who just started within 6 months, 3 months, 6 months, a year and a half, stuff like that. So I don't expect them to every week have a big old rating. 6 to 7 sounds about right for a developmental brand. But the crazy part is they are competing with AEW Dynamite, and that's like their Monday Night Raw. And the fact of the matter is, WWE never try to compare themselves to AEW Dynamite. NXT never tried to do that. AEW actually started this nonsense, and AEW has not been the same since then. Ratings, they just started climbing back up the ladder in ratings. So honestly, you said Burley Osgood said the average of every week is a low 700K. That's very good. Yep, I agree. Very good. But so, like I said, nothing too shabby with that. Nothing too shabby. Jordan Kirby, welcome to the ring. You said I believe in Joe Hendry. Yeah, we believe him too. That's why we brought him to NXT. Joe Hendry solid. He looks solid in that tag team match. But yeah, this is the viewership. Like I said, they had a 0.2 rating, 0.15 demographic, and it went up to a 0.2. So very good. Very, very good for WWE NXT. That brand's doing very well. Like I said, NXT's going places, man. They really are going places. There's nothing nobody can do about it. They are moving up. They're moving up, and they already passed Dynamite. But since they want to compare it, I will. Some people like, oh, you can't compare NXT to Dynamite. Dynamite's the main show, and NXT developmental, and yada yada yada. That's not fair. If you don't like what I'm doing, then
Go cry me a river.
I'm going to compare it anyway. So that's what I'm going to do. So that's just how that's going to go. But this is very solid of NXT. The viewership keeps going. It's just climbing up and climbing up and climbing up and climbing up. So that's solid. I respect that much. I definitely have much respect for NXT. Like I said, NXT is on a tear. They are doing their thing, to say the least. Definitely doing their thing. So I have nothing but good things to say about TNA. NXT. Yeah, I'll give credit to TNA as well because they've done well too. I'm not taking nothing away from TNA, but this is a very good viewership. What do you guys think of NXT? What do you guys think of this rating so far? Like I said, it's a new thing I'm doing. You guys let me know in the comment section below in the live chat what you think of this new series I'm doing, which Tuesday and Wednesday Wrestle Show did the best. So we're gonna definitely check that out. But that was NXT for July 11th in previous ratings. We're gonna shift over and compare to AEW Dynamite they recently just had. Let's talk about that. Now, this is about AEW Dynamite. Their ratings not so good compared to NXT. It says in AEW Dynamite loses to NXT in the ratings again. So we know when we see bad stuff happening, especially for a main roster number one show for that particular company, and you lose against developmental brand, what kind of list do they go on?
You just made the list!
This is not good for Dynamite. Not good for Dynamite. Now let's go to specifics of this rating that happened. Let's go over that right now. Let's see. Gilbert said this is cool. I don't watch AW. How was it? Average. All right, average. Good segments though. It was better than other Dynamites. Let's go over the ratings though. It says here. You remove this part so everybody can see this. Dynamite netted 691,000 viewers, 0.23 rating, and an 18 to 49 demographic. They're nearly identical to the last week's 688,000 and 0.23 rating respectively. So the demographics stayed the same, 0.23, but they went down a little bit in ratings. They went down a little bit. They went down about maybe 3,691 to 688. It says it's the second time over the last 4 weeks where Dynamite drew a lower rating than Tuesday's NXT show, 656, as I explained, 0.24. They say 0.23. They said perhaps to be the normal result if the WWE decides to keep saying Joe Hendry's name, and that's what Jordan Kirby mentioned. I believe in Joe Hendry. We keep seeing that. It's going to get worse for them. But the ratings were solid, though. They said Tony Khan's loading up next week Dynamite card. It will be MJF versus Will Ospreay for the international title. Oh, snap. Okay. Swerve Strickland versus Okada in the champion versus champion match. You know, Okada is the Continental Champion. Blood and Guts take place the week after that, so it'll be very interesting to see how the ratings respond to the two of the biggest Dynamite cards of the year. Not a bad show. Not a bad show. Let's see. This is a Dynamite rating. So if you guys don't see on the screen, I highlighted 691,000, 0.23 rating, 18 to 49 demographic. So this is not bad, not bad, not bad. You know, give AEW some credit here. Let's go over more about the AEW. Let's talk about previous viewership over the previous weeks in the past year. So it says here, this is Dynamite from July of last year. A year ago it was 825,000. Look at that. 19th, they had 953, almost a million views. 898, 894 in August. So for the month of August, they had a consistent 800,000 or over, almost 900,000. September 8, so the 2984. Now remember, these were a lot of debuts last year. This was Edge when he first came, or Adam Copeland now he came to AEW. This was when MJF was the AEW World Champion last year. Still hot. October 800,000. Then if you notice here, October 10th, see that streak of 800, 900, 800? You guys remember what happened October 10th? I think you guys remember, and didn't do so well. That was the Tuesday Night War rating. And it was 609,000. I remember that. That's the same NXT. We had Cody Rhodes, John Cena, and The Undertaker. And AEW did 609,000. I think WWE did 800. Let's check over that. Let's go back to WWE. How they do? 921,000. That's for WWE side. We're going to flip back to AEW. Look at that. 921. October 10th. Now, you see the difference, 609. So that's a big, big, big difference. And then they did 901, October 774. So their ratings been consistent. It's just been dropping down since the beginning of the year, but they're starting to climb back up. Remember, they got a lot of new people, more people. Edge, you got Mercedes Moné now, Deonna Purrazzo, Britt Baker just returned. You know, the rise of Mariah May, you know, stuff like that. So a lot has changed. Big, yeah, it's big. But yeah, guys, that was a thing. Now we're going to talk about, that's the rating over the past year. Let's talk about what was the highlight of the night. AEW highlight of the night, as we guys don't know, it was Mariah May. Mariah May wins the Women's Owen Hart Cup tournament when she defeated Will Nightingale. She turns on her mentor as Toni Storm, the current AEW Women's World Champion. She called Mariah her child. And she turned on. She won the tournament. After interference with Chris Statlander, she attacked Will Nightingale. And Mariah got the win. She grabbed the belt of the tournament. Tony was skipping and everything. So excited for Mariah that she won. Because you know the winner of this tournament, men and women's, will get an opportunity at the championship, AEW Women's World Championship, and for the men's, the AEW World Championship. And since Mariah, she grabbed the Owen Hart title and hit hit Tony with it, and she even took out the Butler, Luther. She took out Aubrey Edwards, that referee. Was just going wild. I mean, she was on one. I mean, Mariah May, she was definitely going wild. She just didn't take it anymore. It was good entertainment, but other than that, this is a good segment, very good, and this will close out the show on AEW Dynamite.
What the hell just... She hit him in the head.
So there you go. That was the highlight of the show. So this is the segment that helped draw viewers for 691,000. So very good segment. We're going to close it out. Here's the thing. People knew that Mariah was going to eventually turn on Tony. They thought it was going to happen at Forbidden Door because, Tony defended her title against that, I forgot her name, that Japanese wrestler. And they all hugged each other. Tony, Mariah, and the girl hugged each other. I guess they swerved the fans by not doing it. They didn't think it would be this early. They thought if it wasn't at Forbidden Door, it would definitely be at AEW All In. And, of course, that was advertised as well after we know that Mariah attacked Tony. And, of course, another match, the returning Britt Baker is going to challenge the double champion Mercedes Moné, who's a TBS champion and a New Japan Women's Strong champion. So this is another thing that was promoted. So that's the highlight of that. Very, very interesting, though. Very, very interesting to see where is this going to go between these competitors. Mariah May, I don't know why I say Mariah May, excuse me. I think she'll defeat Tony. They're pushing her. She's only 25 years old. Very solid in the ring. She came from New Japan originally in Stardom. I think she wrestled in Stardom and maybe New Japan as well. I read a little bit about her. I know she wrestled in Stardom. And she's a part of Tony Storm's gimmick. Very popular since she joined Tony. I remember she debuted. They said she looked like Tiffany Stratton. Then, of course, Britt Baker's going to challenge Mercedes for the TBS Championship. And this is going to be at Wembley Stadium for the second year in a row for All In. And then, of course, we got another match that was that's advertised too. Not only these two matches are advertised for AEW All In, we also have another match, of course, and that, like I said, the Men's World Championship. And this is Bryan Danielson. We know him as Daniel Bryan. Let's call it what it is. We know Bryan Danielson won the Men's Owen Cup tournament. And since he won, he would challenge Swerve Strickland for the AEW World Championship at All In. And this will be more likely the main event. And also, they know Bryan Danielson. This is last year full time. After this year in 2024, he will not be full time anymore. He's winding down on his career. He wants to spend more time with his family. He don't want to miss his kids growing up. He stated in many interviews. I know he cut that promo Collision last year saying, my daughter just turned 6 or something, 7. Time's up. Time is up. And he also said that, people think he's going to win the AEW World Championship at All In. That remains to be seen. The fans want Bryan Danielson to win the AEW Championship before his career is over, before he laces up the boots. So they definitely are rooting for him to win his title. Meanwhile, Swerve's been a very fairly decent run as AEW champion. He had a good match against Will Ospreay at Forbidden Door. People thought Will Ospreay was going to defeat him, but Will Ospreay rumored said let Swerve win. Swerve and Will are friends in real life, and very, very good. So this will be a good match as well as Tony and Mariah and Britt and Mercedes. So this might be something to tune into. I haven't watched AEW in a while. Been so focused on the known as WWE for Raw, SmackDown, NXT. You guys already know. Really said my baby Britt. Yeah, Britt looks good. She is definitely in shape, very fit. The card looks good so far. It does. And that's just 3 matches. And it's going to be more matches. We still got the AEW International Championship. Will Ospreay host that title. We got the Continental Championship with Okada. We got the tag team titles, the trios titles, and all that stuff. So it's a lot in stake. And All In, as you see, is August 25th. I think that's 1 week before Bash in Berlin. Now remember, Bash in Berlin is a new WWE PLE, and that will be it'll be one. No, it'll be the Saturday. This is Sunday. That Saturday will be Bash in Berlin. And for you AEW fans out there, this is All In. If you guys like All In or like AEW, let me know in the comment section below what you think of this current episode of AEW Dynamite, the whole Mariah turning on Tony, winning the Owens Women's Cup and challenging for the Women's World Title. It's gonna be solid, definitely solid, guys. But these were the main attractions for the night, and other than that, though, that was the main highlight. We had Mariah, all eyes on her. She is turned on Tony, and fans want her to win the AEW Women's Championship. Now that remains to be seen. Does Mariah deserve to be AEW Women's Champion right now? Should she wait a little bit longer, or is it her time right now? So I know fans are going to have their feelings about that particular subject. Definitely something they're going to be thinking about. But other than that, though, it's looking real good. The wrestling business, other than that, though, to me, I think the rating war is fun. It's either AEW, NXT, WWE, AEW, All Elite Wrestling, or WWE. Oh, you mean her butler Luther? She attacked him too. When she attacked Tony with the Owens Hart Cup belt, she attacked Tony, and she hit Tony with her shoe. Luther tried to come out, and she attacked him as well, and she attacked the referee, Aubrey Edwards. She was going nuts. Mariah was not playing. I guess Mariah's tired of being Tony's lackey. But like I said, the rating war is fun, though. Remember NXT and AEW used to be on the same night on Wednesday. And in the beginning, this is the NXT 2.0 years. So glad those days are over. Doing it right after COVID, or right around COVID, right before COVID. NXT was defeated by AEW every week. AEW was a brand new promotion, brand new TV show on AEW Dynamite. Definitely bringing the great show every week. NXT was falling down the turnpike. It got so bad that Triple H was removed from running NXT, and it was ran by the man himself, Vincent Kennedy McMahon, and it just became open mic night once he ran.
Who the hell told you tonight was open mic night, bitch?
Speaking of which, there were promos like that going on with high ratings, and NXT not so much. NXT was on the list.
You just made the list!
So it's just been a long history between NXT and AEW Dynamite. And like I said, when 2.0 was going on, that's when it got worse and worse. Thank goodness we had Braun Breaker, the rise of him being NXT champion. He's played a very big role in getting WWE out of that rabbit hole in NXT 2.0 era. We could name, Carmelo Hayes, Trick Williams, whoop that trick. So, but ever since this particular week, I know NXT's been on fire. If you remember, October 10th, which we know as the Tuesday Night War, that's when it got turned. That's when WWE turned up, and that's when it got better again. Ever since that day, you see there was that 921,000. So WWE is definitely putting out great product. It even led them getting a spot on a weekly weekly network called CW, who previously did business with SmackDown. Used to be on CW. Brandon Seduth, hey man, how you doing? Salute to you, man. Thanks for coming out, man. But yeah, this is very interesting, guys. This is something I'm going to try to do every single Thursday. It could be Thursday, early Thursday afternoon or evening. I want to compare the numbers of NXT, and I want to compare the numbers of Dynamite, of the viewership and demographic rating we go over previous weeks as well, and compare the both highlights of each show. Highlight of NXT, highlight of AEW. So it's going to be very interesting, guys. And so far, for what Goodrich said, he said that he said it's cool. Goodrich said it's cool, so I appreciate that. But it's a good concept, guys. Red Carpet Ring, we steady growing all the time, always doing new things, trying new concept. What work, what don't work, and it will only going to get better as time goes along. Brandon, I was here live the other day. Yeah, I remember you. You was on the I think the Monday Night Raw review I did, or was it yesterday with NXT? One of those shows you did. I think you was here for Raw. I think you was here for Monday Night Raw, Brandon. It was a Monday afternoon, I believe. But I remember you though, man. I remember you. Appreciate you coming out again, man. But the ratings war is going to be fun, guys. The ratings war is going to be amazing. And I know when NXT go to CW, it's definitely time for AEW to step it up more. Once NXT goes to CW, they're going to have to step it up, because if they don't, they're going to be on the list again.
You just made the list!
So that's something they want to do at all costs. Definitely they want to do. But like I said, this was a great, solid show. Like I said, we got plenty of events coming up. Like I said, you got All In coming up. You got that coming up. That's going to be what? October. I'm sorry, August. What am I saying? That's coming up. We actually going to have 3 PLEs coming up. We're going to have 3 PLEs. This is going to be one of them, of course. But like I said, it's so many coming up. We got this coming up. I want to talk about AEW NXT. I don't want to talk about Bash and Berlin SummerSlam. We got this, and we also got NXT Great American Bash. So these are the upcoming shows for both of these brands, and it's going to be great. And I will cover, like I said, I'll cover Great American Bash, and I'm going to also cover the other WWE shows. I used to cover AEW. I cover the other WWE and of course NXT, but I'm not. I used to cover AEW when I watched it a lot, but I know some people didn't like me cover AEW, but I will be doing a poll to ask if you guys want me to cover AEW weekly content and of course the AEW pay-per-views. So I will be asking that again. Brutally Honest said, what do you think AEW needs to do to catch up TBK? Good question. I think AEW needs to create new stars like they're doing Mariah May. They need to continue that blueprint. That's one. Number two, have storylines that make sense. Don't have one storyline this week and then you don't talk about it again ever or several months. Consistent storyline, long-term booking, create new stars, and please stop overusing your stars. Use them correctly. We seen what happened with Adam Copeland. So I think if they do that, they will be fine. They'll be just fine, honestly. So if they do that, things will be perfect. But other than that, AEW still has a lot of groundwork to cover. They still have a lot of work to do as far as, catching up with NXT, getting good ratings, getting good consistent ratings. If they do that, I think they'll be fine. But they have a lot. Like I said, Mariah May, I like where they're going with her, but that's step one. You need to do that with more of your stars. You know, if they do that, they'll be just fine. Brandon said, "I got to tell you, I went to." Yeah. I remember you say you went to Raw, right? Or was it? Yeah, I think you said you went to Raw, or did you go to another PLE? I think you said Raw, Brandon. I remember though, definitely remember. Yeah, this is something that needs to be talked about enough, and I think if AEW does cover stuff like that, I think if they stay consistent, I think it'll be great. Traffic was bad. I can only imagine. Yeah, when you go on them shows, Brandon, you gotta leave a good hour in advance. Depending on how far you drive. It's close, you can leave another 40 minutes, 30, 40 minutes. If you drive if it's a little drive an hour and a half early. That's what I did when I went to SmackDown. But like I said, these are upcoming shows for AEW and NXT. But I think that AEW, if they do that, get it together, keep it together, I think they'll be fine, just fine. But they have to stay consistent with storylines. And also keep Tony Khan off of running stuff. But he needs to let other people run the show. And we've been hearing that for quite some time. We heard Al Snow talk about it, Vince Russo, even Eric Bischoff, all them guys, and they got a point. I know some guys may not like those particular gentlemen, but they got a good point in that. So I think that'll be the case with AEW. But other than that, though, these are going to be some great upcoming shows. They definitely had a talent. Yeah, they have all the talent in the world. You got Will Ospreay, you got Swerve Strickland here, your AEW champion, Bryan Danielson before he's fully retired. You got Britt Baker, Mercedes Moné, Mariah May, you got Deonna Purrazzo. You just got Camille. I think she's with AEW that came from NWA. You know, you have the you have with Riho still, you got who else you got over there? You got plenty of women. You still got other women in the women's division. And then you have men's, of course, you got not just Swerve and Will, you got Jericho, you still got Roger Strong, you have Adam Page just came back. Who else you have? You have MJF, of course. You got plenty of people over there. You know, Christian, the veterans over there. You got veterans like Christian, Jericho, Adam Copeland, I know he's injured. You know, then you got younger guys like Daniel Garcia. You got Orange Cassidy. You have Jack Perry. And then you got the Young Sucks over there. Not the Young Bucks, the Young Sucks. Unfortunately, they're part of the roster. You got O'Crappa, not Okada, but O'Crappa. You got O'Crap over there. You know, all that stuff. You definitely got the talent. You definitely have the willpower. You have 3 shows. You have the shows of AEW Dynamite. Then you have on Friday you have Rampage, Saturday Collision, and you got so many pay-per-views that make no sense. But you have it. You have it. Is it overloading pay-per-views? Absolutely. Is it much needed? No. You know, you got tag team. Let's talk about tag team divisions. You got not just the Young Sucks, you got the Acclaimed, you got the House of Black, you got you had Dark World Order if they still there. You have plenty. You got what FTR? You got FTR. You have plenty of tag teams over there, but you know, you gotta learn how to use them. Because you don't, they're gonna want to leave. You still got like I said, they have lots of people over there. So it just don't stop there. But it's all up to creative and booking. Same thing I said with WWE. If booked correctly, writing is good, characters good, everything's on all cylinders. Oh yeah, Bullet Club Gold. That name just goes on the list alone. Bullet Gold.
You just made the list.
Yeah, that name just going on the list. It's called Bullet Club something. Don't call this gold mess. Switch. No, he's hurt, good Brad. I just heard he had an injury. Switchblade is switched out. He's hurt. That boy's hurt right now. So he is not active. See, that's what I'm saying. Overutilize your talent makes him injured. Just for that injury, you go on the list again.
You just made the list.
That's what I'm saying. These guys can't get right over there. That's their problem right now. You got to learn how to do proper booking. Meanwhile, we got the NXT brand, and they're doing their thing. This is how you run a show. This is how you run a show. When you run NXT, you have a show right, you're gonna be good. This is why they're moving to CW. They're doing things. You know, they're definitely doing things. So we can't forget about that. Much credit to NXT. Oh no, they just got back Juice Man. Oh, you're talking about Juice Robertson. Yes, Brandon, this is live. Yes, this is live. Yeah, but it's just you gotta move like NXT is doing. You know, Jay-Z said it best. Don't follow my moves. Don't call me a role model. Follow my moves. Don't call me a role model. And that's what AEW got to do. Follow the moves that NXT is producing. See what they're doing, and that's how they get in. Because if you can do that, if you produce the numbers, it's gonna show. If you produce numbers, you will be rewarded. If you produce numbers, everything is going to fall right into place. It's going to fall right into place, guys. And that's what you want at the end of the day. You want to put out good numbers. You want to do what's right. You got to put out quality over quantity is always good. And that is what AEW problem is. AEW is all about quantity. Meanwhile, NXT, they are all about quality. And being all about quality over quantity, like I said, you do good, you get rewarded, and you get rewarded in so many good ways that you get stuff like this. You go to the CW, which is in September, as I said. When you get deals like this, now you're taking it to the top. When you get deals like this, you're getting noticed more. When you get deals like this deal could lead to even a bigger deal once this TV deal expires. This is what you want. You get stuff like this. This is how you get rewarded. This is how you're going to win. You know? But AEW has to learn that. They have to learn that in time. This is not how you do things. You can't be trying to overload everything and do too much. It won't get you anywhere. It won't get you anywhere. Brutally honest, Goodbread said, AEW just care about 5-star matches. They don't believe in long-term booking. You are so right on that one, Goodbread, and I'm not going to give you an undisputed one of these.
Because I am that damn good.
That's exactly right. And I don't know if you know, you guys noticed too. It's a rumor. I think Al Snow, former WWE wrestler, who co-owner of OVW Ohio Valley Wrestling, you know that from what I've heard, you know why AEW want 5-star matches. You know why? I don't think you guys do. He said this on his show. I covered this at the locker room, but I'm gonna say it here too. They get bonus for 5-star matches. That's why they do that. They get big money. They get them checks. They cashing in. So yes, they get the money. They get it all. So all I gotta say is, AEW, we see you, we watching you, and you know what you did, right?
I didn't know that. You know what you did. I know what you're talking about. I swear and swear. You know what you're a legend, man.
We know why you putting out, trying to do these quick 5-star matches, this quick fix, or try to get something going, but it's no long-term booking, as Gilbert stated. No long-term booking. And it's going to cost this company. It's going to cost this company at the end of the day. And that's what you don't want, because you could do bonus for 5-star matches all you want. You end up making headlines like this one. You lose to NXT in the ratings again and again. When you see that, you go on the list again.
You just made the list!
So this is something you don't want. But that's why they do those 5-star matches with that crook, Dave Meltzer. I call him a crook because he's cap. He tell fake stories, and he's very biased on his 5-star matches. It's like everything come out of Dave's mouth if it's cap.
That's cap. Totally cap.
That's what I don't like about Dave Meltzer. He's full of it. But this is why AEW does that. And then you have guys injured. Adam Page, as you see on the screen, just came back. Adam Cole, will he ever be cleared again? Who knows? Adam Copeland, who's also on the shelf. And then you just had Jay White, who recently is on the shelf too. I mean, what can you guys get right over there at AEW? What can y'all get right? Seriously, what can y'all get right? So it's just sad what they're doing over there. It's pathetic, downright nasty. Just nasty over there, guys. But other than that, though, guys, this is the first edition of the current, which Tuesday or Wednesday wrestling show did the best. It's the current one. And we are talking about WWE NXT that come on Tuesday nights. And we are talking about AEW Dynamite that come on Wednesday nights. So you guys let me know in the comment section below. You let me know in the live chat, what do you think of this edition, this brand new series I'm doing? We'll be comparing the numbers of viewership and demographic of each week. And this will be on Thursday because we got to see what's going on. So we're going to check that out, though. Definitely check that out. But other than that, though, guys, I have nothing else to say. It's pretty much cut and dry of these ratings. But AEW brought it, like I said, this show's been a little bit better. But they're going to have to do a little bit more than that if they want to catch up with NXT, especially on the PLE pay-per-view side. But other than that, though, I appreciate you guys coming out. We will be back here again doing other streams. And, of course, we'll cover Friday Night SmackDown on Saturday morning. And we'll see how that SmackDown went, the first SmackDown after Money in the Bank. Soon two videos will pop up. One will be who is the next NXT Women's Champion. The next video will be NXT Heatwave main event recap. You guys already know what it is. Until then, it's OUT.